Hello, welcome to episode 43 of the Andrews Podcast. My name is James.
And my name is Daniel.
And my name's Yan.
Welcome to season 4, everybody.
Now it's season 4.
Yeah, it's now season 4. As you may see, we have the new intro for you guys. I think both music and video intros.
Animation,
right?
yeah.
So be sure, if you're listening on Spotify, be sure to check it out on
YouTube.
Yes, follow us there. And today we're going to talk about our college entrance exams.
Wow. It's a long.
Yeah.
So it's quite a long time. So how long has it been?
4 years?
4 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago. So
since the graduation of our
from high school.
Yeah. So we took this test, I think, 4 years ago in February.
No, January.
January?
Yeah, remember it was a very, very cold day, right?
Yes.
It was almost snowing.
Yeah, I think
at
it's...
the day.
Yeah.
I think, like only
it's freezing.
5-6 degrees.
It's the coldest day in recent years.
It's a standard of Taiwanese...
and you know, in winter, we normally, our temperatures are about like 10 to 20
Celsius.
You know, it's really not that cold.
Yeah.
But that day was super, super cold, and we had to...
do the test.
It was very, very cold, and our hands were frozen a little bit during the test, right?
Yeah. In Taiwan, there's no such heater or something in classroom. So
because we're usually very hot.
Yeah.
And it was reasonably cold that day. So, we're going to talk a little bit about the entrance exams, about the format of the exams, and our memories of the exams. Yeah. Okay. So Daniel, did you have a good memory about exams?
Not so good.
Not so good?
Not so good.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it really takes a student maybe 1 or 2 years to prepare for this exam. So during that time, you have the only thing you are allowed to do is reading,
studying every day, right?
Yes.
But for me, if there's your whole life is about one thing, that's studying, it's actually quite you don't have to take care about anything else. You just have to study.
Yes.
It's somehow, I think, very relaxing.
Very relaxing, yeah.
Because you only have one goal in life to do. And
just a direct,
focused,
straight line.
And I don't think I can achieve that kind of focus after taking an exam. It was the height of my focus.
Yeah, I will agree to your
time.
opinion. Yeah. Same as my feeling. Yeah.
Like in college, you have so many other things that you have to do.
Yeah.
And it's unlike like in high school, we were carefree, and then you could only think about one thing, right?
But definitely at that time, only concentrating on studying all these materials are, quite boring actually. So we are just repetitively do all those things. We remember those contents. Actually quite definitely boring, but yes, relaxing.
Okay, so let's talk about the format of the college entrance exam, right?
Okay.
So we have two kinds of college entrance exams.
Yes.
So the first kind is like we said, it was in
January, right?
Yeah. And if you didn't do well on the test, then you would take another test in I think July.
Yes,
you
July.
have half year to
you
prepare
have another
for
half year, and it's harder. The second test is a little bit harder. Much harder.
I think it included the third grade's contents.
So if you took the test in January, then you were only tested the things in first and second grade of high school. Yeah, and if you took the one in July, then you would have to learn all the stuff from first grade to third grade.
Yeah.
And third grade, there are a lot of like pre-college stuff.
Yeah.
So like calculus.
Or
like in chemistry. I think chemistry was very hard. And physics, right? Physics was
hard.
I think that was like university level physics.
Yeah. Like AP physics or something. Yeah.
So we took the easier one. I think 3 of us took the easier one.
I would say the people taking the exam in July are true warriors.
Yeah, they're true warriors.
Definitely. And so we took the easier one because we got into university with the easier one. So we didn't have to take the difficult ones, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about the grading system of this easier test. So we have 75 total points, and it is graded like according to level, right?
Yeah.
So it's different every year. So actually, you're compared to other students, and then you will get grades for each subject, right?
Yeah, it's like calculating with some percentage or something.
Yeah, like percentage rate. So we have 5 subjects. So math, English, Chinese, science, and social studies. Okay, so 5 subjects and makes up 75 total points. So 15 each for each subject.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So math is very simple. It's just math, right?
Yes.
And I think it includes like multiple choice.
Yeah.
Or like there are some questions that have multiple choice.
Yes.
So you can choose
more than one answers.
Yeah, they ask you to choose like 3 answers for one multiple choice question.
Yes. But you have to got all of them right to get the point, all the points. Yeah. If you miss one of them, you'll be like
you'll get partial credits.
Yeah.
And fill in the blanks.
Well, fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
It was really a nightmare for me.
For me, that was also my worst subject that I did on the college entrance exam.
Yeah, but you have to get the right numbers, right?
Yeah, the math is like really hard that year. Yeah. And it was also like we said, freezing cold at that day. So when we took the math, it's also in the first day. We have 2 days of this test. And during the first day, we took math, and we felt like we didn't do well.
Yeah, actually, I have such a bad memories about taking the math exam.
Horrible.
So horrible. It's definitely horrible. So this is really cold that day, and the day one, I think math is the second subject we took in the exam. The first one I think is English or something, and after I finished the math exam, I felt that the world was tumbling down or something. I felt that the questions are so hard for me to solve anything, and I have a quite good promising like future when after I finish the English test. I think English is quite easy for me. Yeah. But after finishing the math one, I felt that everything is dark. And actually, I remember that day, January I think 23rd or something, is my birthday. So this is my birthday, and I go to take the entrance exam.
What a birthday gift!
Yeah, I think English test is good. Yeah, but the math test after the math test, I just feel like everything is going to be very bad. So that day, one of my friends just gave me a gift. And the gift, I opened the gift, and it is a math study supplementary material for me for the difficult test in July exam. I felt that
it's quite practical.
Well, very practical, but you're so mean.
I think the problem is when you after you finish the first day of the test, you get the answers. Right away. On the internet.
So nearly.
Did you check? Did you check those answers?
With
I don't have enough courage to check my answer.
I didn't have enough courage as well.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. I finished that, and I know that I won't do very well at that one.
Yeah, but you have to stay calm for the second day. And
then
it was like a little bit difficult for us mentally.
Yeah, I think I become quite relaxing after knowing that my math will do very bad. So I kind of like I just give it away. So I do the second day's exams, those 3 subjects, very relaxed.
Just accept the truth.
Yeah, but after all, I do quite well on those 3 subjects. Yeah.
Okay,
so let's talk about the aftermath. Aftermath.
Okay. So next one is the English test, actually. So English, I think it's very easy for all 3 of us.
Yes.
We got almost perfect grades in English, right?
It's like I got 50.
Yeah, 15 out of 15. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that we got all the questions correct.
Yeah.
It's just that we are in the
90th
percentile of all the students.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the English test, we also have almost all multiple questions, right?
I think it's about words, vocabularies.
Yeah, I would say English is just choosing the correct word to fill in the blanks for all of the questions, right?
Yeah.
So the first section was like vocabulary tests.
I think vocabulary is about 4,500 or 7,000 or something.
Of like vocabularies, and then you choose the correct one to put in a sentence. And the next one is like a variety of closed tests.
Yeah, closed tests.
So also put the correct words,
pretty easy,
like prepositions or like grammar, and then put them into the paragraph. Yeah. So how did you do on the multiple choice? I think almost all correct, right?
Nearly. Yes, nearly.
Yeah, it was quite easy if you finished like high school.
Yeah.
And then we had reading comprehension, which was I read the articles when I was preparing for this episode. So actually, it wasn't that easy.
Yes,
it wasn't as easy as I thought.
I think I remember that there's some science thing.
Yeah.
Sea snake.
Statistics.
I still remember sea snake.
Yeah, there were some articles like National Geographic articles.
And
then you had to find like the correct. You have to understand the article in order to write the questions, which was, I think, a little bit hard. If you
For me, it's the hardest part.
Yeah, I think I got 1 or 2 wrong in the reading comprehension part. Yeah. And then the final part is actually we have translation So you need to translate from Chinese into English. So there are 2 sentences. Then they wanted you to translate from Chinese to English. Yeah. And then also a comprehension. Not a comprehension, a composition. Yeah. You have to write an article based on their given subject.
I think when we're practicing English writing, so writing composition, short compositions, I think there's a type of question that provides you like 4 comic blocks, and you have to make composition based on those comics.
I think that is for another English test.
Oh, really?
For the
July
for the GPT class.
GPT.
Yeah,
really?
that one is for the GPT class. So test. So with this one, I think we only had like a title, and then we had to write it according
to the... It will give us some directions. Explanation.
And that year's title was doing chores.
I actually forgot what.
Yeah, in length, it's like who should be responsible of doing chores at home.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like you have to make your like arguments or. Okay. I
was quite a boring, a bit
boring
stuff. Yeah, boring title for us to write.
And a bit. You have to make it like politically correct, so you can get the point well. Yeah. You know that how those teachers who actually made this question thinking about.
Yeah, you like to write. It's very fake. I would say sometimes a little bit fake when you read the articles that some of the students have read it.
Yeah, right? But I think that's Taiwanese style composition.
Yeah,
I think
Taiwan we like
Chinese,
to do this kind of tests, and so we encourage students to write very good, like beautiful,
like morally
politically
good,
correct, morally correct, ethical articles.
So did you lie in the composition?
I didn't. I forgot what I wrote.
I forgot as well. Yeah.
I have to say I was not prepared for this question.
Yeah, it was quite like out of the blue. Like we didn't know what to expect with.
But
with
like making
question.
Arguments, not definitely. You have to be totally honest about that composition. If you're making arguments that makes you honest, that's very good. But you just have to make the composition. It's for the test. So I won't blame if someone don't be very honest on those tests.
Yeah, and I think most of the students wasn't very honest on the exam, but
we didn't care about
they
that.
wrote like according to what
everyone thinks is right.
What the society expects you to write.
Yeah. Everyone knows about that.
And so the next one is Chinese, which I think is quite special for if you're not Taiwanese, right?
Yeah.
So Chinese, the way they test us, they have some questions that ask you to find the incorrect characters. So there are different words in Chinese that sound the same, but they have a different meaning.
Yeah.
And so you have to find which one is incorrect, right?
It's my weakest spot.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Really?
Because all the characters in Chinese, there are a lot of characters in Chinese.
Yes, right? Even though have different, even reads differently.
Yeah, some characters have multiple different pronunciations.
Yes,
and so it's quite hard to remember all of them, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of them are actually used in ancient China, which is not currently used in modern life, and so that makes it even harder.
I think the subject of Chinese in Taiwan is actually they put a lot of they put a lot of effort on trying to make students understand like ancient Chinese stuff,
which is completely useless in modern day life, but maybe it's good for you to understand
some
like
history or
articles
some
or
ancient culture,
ancient Chinese history.
But I've heard that it's gradually changing now, just changing, that moving on to like maybe making students do some reading comprehension or something.
So also in our test we had reading comprehension, and also they test us how to use idioms. So in Taiwan there are a lot of 4-character idioms that like they mean something, and they want you to understand the meaning and then write them correctly. And so the problem with like modern Chinese and ancient Chinese texts is a very difficult one.
Yes,
because like with ancient Chinese texts, they are very difficult to understand, a little bit like Shakespeare. Yeah, but also written by a lot of poets.
Because of one word
in the past in ancient China, right?
Because of one word can represent so much meanings.
And actually, they are only written
Yeah.
Like during ancient China, people didn't talk like that either.
Yes.
So that makes it even more difficult to understand like how to.
It's like in ancient China, the daily using language is like regional. So like in northern China, they use certain kind of language to talk in their daily life, and southern part they use a certain kind of language.
So China didn't have like a language system that everybody uses their different oral language.
Yeah.
But written language, everybody uses the same one.
They developed one of them.
And so that one is only used to write letters to the emperor.
Okay.
So to make it easier for the emperor to understand like different parts of China, because China is so big. And so it is not practical to use in daily life. Right?
Yeah, but we have to learn that for it's part of the material
curriculum. But I think, like you said, in the recent years, it's getting less and less. But the problem is, you make the test all about modern Chinese articles. There's also another problem. It's like teachers like to overinterpret what the author likes to write, like what wants to say about his article, his or her article, right? So we have a lot of modern day like Taiwanese authors or like writers. They write some articles and then they get made into like our part of our curriculum, right? But and then the teachers want to find ways to test us on understanding these articles, and then they make like very difficult questions that not even the author himself or herself had thought of, right? So it's like very also like finding meaning in nothing. Basically.
Yes, there was a blue curtain in the test.
But I would say that for like reading literature or something, the comprehension of the article or the like books is all for the readers himself or herself. So I think they definitely have to make a certain way to test out the student's ability for comprehending these materials. But I think they're overdoing that.
Sometimes they overdo it and then makes the questions very hard for students.
I remember one type of questions is like I think it's poem. It's like a modern poem.
Oh, that's most difficult part.
So for Chinese, this subject, we have traditional poems and like modern poems. The traditional poems, they follow a certain kind of regulations or standards. And I think it's about pronunciation or like rhymes. Rhymes. But in modern poems, we can write more freely or
nearly irregular.
But I remember that there's one type of questions. They like separate the poem into different sentences and ask you to reconstruct the whole poem. But I think that's just nonsense for me, because poems are you can read the poem,
interpret them in your own way,
your own way. So it's not about the sequence of reading those sentences, but the whole meaning they have want to transfer in the whole. I think the whole work of the author himself or herself.
I think we can go on and on about this topic.
But
we can record another episode of this podcast just for this topic, but we're not going to do that today. So we're going to talk about the next one, which is the writing test of Chinese. Right? So we also have a writing test that they want us to write articles. And what was the subject for that year, Daniel?
It was about the mailboxes in Taipei.
Yes. So Taiwan has a lot of typhoons, right?
Yes.
Now it's typhoon outside.
It's having a typhoon outside. And so during a typhoon one year, the typhoon blew the mailboxes in Taipei. So the mailboxes were like slanted. And it almost fell over, right?
Yes.
So we had to write an article about the slanted mailboxes. About what it means to us. Which is completely
That's ridiculous.
So I did poorly. I did very badly on the writing test because I didn't know what to write. I don't have a vivid imagination.
I remember that in this composition test, I argue that people should not be happy about these mailboxes. They should care about the people suffers from typhoon.
And I think it's just nonsense that they want us to write about these mailboxes. So that was a particularly bad year for
and actually teachers, right? I think at that year this question of composition actually are heavily discussed on the internet. I remember. Yeah. But I think everyone just don't think that it's a proper question for.
Like we should write about more practical stuff.
Yeah.
This is not a great way to test students on what to write about.
Yeah.
Because you're basically testing for their imagination. Which is, yeah, which is weird.
Yeah.
And so the next one, I think, is one of the best subjects for us, which is science, right?
Science.
So science includes a lot of subjects inside the whole big subject science, right?
Yeah.
So we have biology, we have physics, we have chemistry, we have geology, meteorology, and astronomy.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of different small subjects that we have to study, right?
Yeah.
So which one was your favorite, Daniel?
Well, definitely like chemistry.
Okay, like for me, like physics was the easiest for me.
Well, I like biology the most because I just love those stuffs. But I think chemistry, I remember that chemistry brought me bad memories at those times because we have to remember a sequence of
the formula,
yeah, and
the structure,
structures.
Yeah,
and,
I don't really like chemistry.
Really, some atoms or some ions, and when you put into some like compositions, and there's adding different ions, and they will become like some crystals or something. And we have to remember a certain table of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I hate that part.
I think what I hate most about chemistry is that it doesn't have a rule.
Yeah.
There are a lot of
all of them are exceptions
in a lot of rules, right? But with physics, you have all the governing rules, like Newton's physics, and then you build a world with those rules, right? And you won't have any exceptions with those rules, and it's easier for me to understand how the world works. So physics was easier for me.
But for me, like digging into like engineering or science more deeply, I actually find out that everything is exceptions. Rules are just principles. There are actually no certain rules for the like reasonable world. So,
but still with physics, you can understand. Like with engineering, you can understand with the basic physics laws, like why this happens, or like solving engineering questions.
You have a general direction of what you're going to looking for.
Yeah, and you have a basis to find out what went wrong or whatever. And that's why I didn't go into chemistry in college because it was
just so trivial, I would say.
Trivial and chaotic. Yeah. But you like chemistry, right?
Yes, I even studied
chemistry a lot in university.
Chemistry is my second specialization.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So we had to do like 68 questions in 100 minutes, which was kind of a lot.
Yeah, it's quite intense.
We didn't have a lot of time to think about a lot of stuff. Right?
Well, I think the calculation is not so much in that time.
It's like
that test.
Also like all multiple choice. So there's one of the easier subjects.
I remember that I had to do some preparation for the July's more difficult test. A more difficult exam, and I think there's writing part in science. And I think it separates to different subjects, so physics and chemistry.
So during the easier test, all is in the subject of science.
Yeah.
But in the harder test, then you have biology, physics, all separated.
You have the test separated. Yeah.
So that made it even harder for
that's crazy
for you
hard.
To master all of the subjects, right? And the last one, which was the easiest one, is social studies.
I think it's just a memory test.
It's just
memorizing test.
Testing your memory because all of this stuff you can just memorize them.
Yeah.
Right. So we had geography, history, and civics, which was I think quite easy for everybody.
I was quite bad at civics.
Yeah, I only studied this like 1 month before.
Oh, really? You just remember everything.
Yeah. But you didn't have to prepare a lot for it.
But I think it's just like kind of the basic knowledge you have to know if you want to like live in Taiwanese society.
Yeah.
It's like general knowledge
Basic
for you to
knowledge,
know. Yeah.
And there are like 72 questions in 100 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's very easy because it's all multiple choice.
Yeah, and mostly we're like so careless to make some mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all of the formats of the test. But I heard that every school has its different preparation for the test, right?
Some rituals.
Yes. So like we in our school we hang like good luck charms before the test, and because our school originally was a Japanese like temple. During the Japanese imperial period, and then so we had like the structures, like Japanese those structures, and then we could hang our good luck charms on it. So that's what we did, especially in our school before the test. We also ate some like
rice dumpling.
Yeah, rice dumpling, and we ate some stuff before the test because it was lucky. It was considered lucky to eat those stuffs.
Yeah.
In Taiwan.
Yeah.
So how about you guys?
Yes, in my school it's quite the same. In my school we will hold an event. In that event, the school will give the test participants some foods with special meanings, like rice dumpling.
It's actually called like a preparation before war.
Yes.
in ancient China. And then we do that before the big test. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like you have to feed yourself well to like you have your energy to fight.
Like in ancient China, that event was used to tell the emperor that we will not lose the fight. We have to win the fight for soldiers.
Yeah.
But in current day, we use it for like before tests.
Yes.
And something like that. Yeah.
Like for in my school, actually because the test was in January, right? So we actually have the like a ritual the same as at the same time with the Christmas celebration. So when it's Christmas in our school, we'll have a very great Christmas tree in the center of our school, center building in our school, and everyone will put some like writing a card or something, like wishing everyone can do well on the test and hang on the tree. So the Christmas tree will be like a lot of cards on that, and I think it's part of the ritual. So my school we don't have a certain event for that.
Yeah,
we just hang those cards on.
Every Christmas school tree. Is different here in Taiwan, and that's all the time we have for today for this. Subject, and we want to hear what kind of tests you take.
Yeah,
what is there something different with how you take your tests, or are there any rituals that you have in your country? And be sure to share them with us at Facebook or YouTube, or comment below. And remember to follow us for the new season. We're excited to be back, and we hope that you can be here with us too. So we will see you in the next episode. So goodbye for now.
Goodbye.